Hello, everyone. This is Addie, and welcome to Addie's Cross and Quilts. If you're a new viewer, welcome. I hope you like what you see. I hope you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and that like button. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back, Stitchy friend. It's been a long time no see. I think I've been gone like 3.5 weeks. Christmas, New Year's, holiday vacation. Um, I let me see. I'm just putting it out there. If you're not interested in my life update, you can fast forward. I'll just give you a little update as to why I've been MIA for the past 3 weeks, 3.5-ish weeks. So, as many of you may know, I was visiting my daughter who lives in North Carolina. She's in the Air Force and she lives in North Carolina, and I was spending my Christmas, New Year's holiday with her. So we left home on the 22nd and we started back. No, we left home. Yeah, we left home on the 22nd and then we started back to here, returning home on the 7th. I believe that was a Monday. And we did good. We drove from North Carolina, and then when we crossed that Mississippi border, we met up with that severe thunderstorm rain, with the one that had high winds and tornado warnings. So we spent the night in Mississippi, and then in the morning we were right at the tail end of it, so we were able to head home, and we got here like around 3ish on Tuesday afternoon. Ate, took a shower, and passed out. I think I slept all day Wednesday, and then Thursday morning I got up, unpacked, and then repacked. um, sorry. So I repacked because I went to the Bare Bones retreat hosted by Leslie from Under the Sea Fabrics. So that was in San Antonio. So I left Thursday. I met up with my Stitchy friend Alicia, and we carpooled together, and we got there, no rush. The retreat started Friday at 12 o'clock. I did a little bit of stitching in the lounge area with a couple of the other stitchers, but we were ready to get roaring on Thursday. So I'll do a retreat recap at the end of the video, but just giving you a thing. So then the retreat ended, and Monday it was time to come home, and it was ugly. The weather was ugly. The forecast was freeze and freeze and snow and stuff like that. But when we left San Antonio, it there was really no freezing. It was more like that midway point. I think it was more like when we were entering Katy is when we started feeling the effects of the storm or the freeze or whatever you call it. Let's just say that the 3.5 hour that it takes from San Antonio to Houston, it took us 7.5 hours. Well, it took me 7.5 hours because I met up with Alicia and I met up with my husband in spring, and then from spring here, yeah. Excuse me. So it took literally another 7.5 hours from San Antonio to my home on Monday because of the weather conditions. We were very cautious. We drove 25, 35 miles an hour with our hazard lights. We drove every feeder road we can find just to stay off the bridges and the main highways, because people were acting like fools, especially those people with 4x4 trucks who feel that because they have 4x4 they can, the weather and conditions and the road conditions don't apply to them. We saw lots and lots and lots of trailers and car accidents, trailers on the side, trailers against the cement barriers. It wasn't a pretty sight, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking. So we were very, very, very thankful to make it home safely. Of course, halfway through the drive, we were like, maybe we should have stayed another day or two. At the same time, we wanted to come home, and I figured if we were careful, we would make it. And we did. We made it home safely. Of course, once I got home and took a shower and laid down, I couldn't get up Tuesday. My body ached. It's like my joints ached. My body ached. I don't know if it was retreat exhaustion or if it was a relapse of the cold that I had over the holiday week, the Christmas, New Year's vacation. But I was like, I couldn't get out of bed. And then I was in bed Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'm a little congested. It's like, I don't know if I caught a cold or whatever, but Friday I woke up, I was like, what day is it? It's like Thursday. I'm sorry, Thursday I woke up. I was like, what day it is? Because I was so out of it. I started feeling much better on Thursday, and today, Friday. What's today? I think Today's Friday the 19th. Yeah, I think today's Friday the 19th of January 2024. So I feel so much better today. And that's basically it. Forgive me if I cough. I'm going to be taking little sips here and there because I'm still working on this congestion and all of that other stuff. And of course, because I have bad sinuses, sinus allergies, it can be a combination of everything. Who knows with me? Who knows? Anyway, so moving along, that's my update. How as boring as it was, it's my update. But there were some fun parts in there. Let's move along. Finishes. I gotta finish. Yeah. I am so excited I gotta finish. So my finish is the Prairie Schooler Santa 2018. Look at him. Look at that Santa. He looks like he got a sunburn. Ain't he cute? I'm really excited about this. I need to learn. I need someone to help me or show me how to do do my initials and that that backstitch initials and the year, because I want to be able to do that in all my pieces. I'm not good at that. So I'm really excited. I gotta finish. This is Prairie Schooler Santa 2018. It's stitched in a 14 count Yorkshire Aida that I purchased in Hobby Lobby. I am liking this so much that I think I'm going to go purchase some more of it. However, I think I wasted fabric because I think if I had cut this in half, I could have done two. So I'm going to do that for the next one. I do have plans to do another Santa. Hey, I maybe you guys can tell me which one. I have Santa 2023, I have Santa 2022, I have Santa 2020, Santa 2019, I have Santa 2016, Santa 2012, and Santa 2011. So maybe one of you guys can say, hey, this is the next one you need to do. And I'll go right ahead and do it. Because, I think I'm going to start trying to find ways to get myself rotating the little bit of whips that I have. So I think I want to do something like Santa Saturdays, stitch 2 hours every Saturday on a Santa. And then of course when we get to July, I could do Christmas in July and Patriotic July. So I'm thinking something like that. I think there's a Patriotic Santa. I just haven't seen it. If I can find it, I would love that. So that is my finish, which I'm really super excited about. So moving on to whips. So whips. We'll start with this whip. This whip is part of a hashtag. It is hashtag Rosewood Manor B-Day Sale. It was hosted by Beth Moyes for her 60th birthday. I started this on December 7th. It is stitched in a 28 count French lace. I am using the called for Weeks Dye Works, which is Bethlehem, and this is from Rosewood. It's designed by Rosewood Manor Hearts and Flowers. So this is my working copy. This is what it looks like. The last time, I'll be very honest with you guys, I don't think I have a before. I do remember, I think I showed this one before. I think the last video I did may have a closer update, but this is the closest one I found. So this is, I don't think I was there. I think I was a little bit more advanced. Anyway, this is where I'm at right now. this is where I'm at right now. So I know I filled this part in. Yeah, because see, I showed the picture. When I showed the picture, I had started this. So I filled this all out, and now I'm working on, and I'm also backfilling as I go, little by little backfilling. That particular, I think that pattern, the backfill is more the job than the actual stitching. Because you have to make sure you put the one back stitch, you're stitching, you're backfilling by one, and then you have to make sure you put it in the right spot, because if you don't, you mess up the whole design. So I have a little friendly competition going on with Joanne for Joanne the Eclectic Stitcher. We are encouraging and motivating each other to hurry up and get this done. Of course, I don't have as much whips as she does, so yeah, I really don't have as much whips as she does. So that's one of the reasons why I think I'm more advanced. Also because I try to do this an hour a day stitch. I do that one, and I am also doing this one, which I participated in the hashtag New Year's Eve 12x12 or 12 by 12. I am stitching, where did I put the pattern? Okay, here we go. Where did I put the pattern? Oh, here's the pattern. So I am doing the hands-on design. Let's see if I don't have any reflectors. I am doing the hands-on design, a year of celebrations. This was originally published in the Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine 2014. Let me see if I can get it better. Here, I took it out of the back there. You can probably see it better. So of course I'm doing January. When I finished this, which was after the hour, because for 12 by 12 you start a new start every hour in the hour. When I finished, this is where I was. There we go. This is where I was at. And this is where I'm at. I'm not even thinking. This is where I'm at. So I'm almost finished. I'm almost finished. This is where I'm at. So anybody who knows me knows I love shiny. Like, I am a raven. Raven loves shiny stuff. I'm a raven. I love anything that blinks, anything that's shiny. That's me. With this particular fabric, I don't know if it's a linen strand. I don't know if it's the raw silver opalescent strand. I don't know what it is. But I'm having a love-hate relationship with it. I am stitching this on a 32 count raw silver Belfast linen, and I usually, small projects I stitch in hand, and I actually had to find a hoop and put it in a hoop to stitch it, because I was having such a hard time piercing with the needle. With as you stitch, it would slip and it'll go to the other one, and I don't know if it was the silver string that gives it the opalescent, or if it was the tightness. I have no idea what it was. All I know is I had to get a hoop to tighten it so I could be able to stitch. And of course, when I have it a hoop, I put in my Larry's clamp, and then I just do I peck, how you call it, two-handed. Sorry. So that's how I was able to get a lot of it so advanced. This is another one of my an hour a day. So basically, what I do is, when I'm ready to stitch, I will set a timer for an hour, and I'll pick up either Rosewood Manor or the calendar. I'll set it for an hour, and then once the hour is up, I'll pin up the needle I'll stop wherever I'm at, I'll pin up the needle, put it aside, set the timer for another hour, and pick up the Rosewood Manor. And then once that is done, once the timer is up and that is done, then I get to do what I really feel like stitching. Even if I feel, pick up one of my whips, which I don't have many. I was trying to count. I think I have like 10 of them, maybe a little bit more. The thing about it is, I showed all of my whips on my first video, so I didn't feel like I had to do a whip parade so soon. Maybe in June I'll do a half-year whip parade, but for right now, I feel that I'm wasting time, your time and mine, showing you something that you've already seen. So if you do want me to reshoot a whip parade with what I have, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to do that. Moving along, what else have I been working on? So I am working on the Mermaids of the Season by Bella Filipina. This was a sal. It was a stitch along. It started on September 15. It was a mystery sal. The last mermaid was released on December 15th. I'm way behind. I'm still stitching autumn. I'm usually good, but it's just with the other commitments, you know, the quilts that I challenge myself with, and the traveling and all of that stuff. I'm way behind. I'm hoping that I can finish both autumn and winter by the end of February-ish. You know what? If I give myself the goal, I will do it because that's the type of person I am. So maybe I'll challenge myself to get them done by the end of February. Let's see how that works. Anyway, this is where I was the last time I showed this. And let's get this straightened out. This is where I'm at. There isn't much progress. Like, I think I filled out. Did I fill out anything? I don't know. Well, there she is. I know I'm going to work on her. So I know I'm going to. No, I think that's what happened. I showed you the wrong one. Let me see. I showed you the wrong picture. Here we go. This is where, you see? I showed you. Yeah, this is where I was. You can see where her arm is around there. Yeah. And this is where I'm at. See, I put the suntan in her arm. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm sorry. I'm getting there. So that's with that. Did I show? Let me see. I am so discombobulated. You know, I tried so hard. I really tried hard to be organized for this, but it didn't work. Okay, another let me see if I can find it, because this is, so I have a piece as a travel piece. I think I've showed it before. It's a piece where when you know, when we're doing distant driving, like how we did to go to North Carolina and to come back, I stitch on it because it's more of a block coloring kind of a thing. It is, let me get the pattern out. It is called Homegrown. This is a printed copy of the PDF. It's by Etso Emma. You know, by the Etso Emma. I purchased it in Fat Quarter Shop. I also purchased the fabric that came with it. The fabric is where is it? It is 14 count whitewashed board by Fabric Flair. This is where it was at the last time I showed it, and this is where it's at now. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Once I finish filling out the age, then I'll do the sunflower, and then I'll be making a pillow out of it. I'm gonna see if I can find that same black and white gingham with the yellow and white gingham, and I'm gonna basically try to make a pillow similar to that on the whitewash. So that's my plan for that. But yes, I did quite a, you know, I did that. And then also, what else did I work on? I'm telling you, I'm so all over the place, discombobulated. I don't know if I showed you because I don't have a picture of this. I can't tell you when was the last time. I think I don't have a picture of this, a recent picture of it, which is weird because I try very hard to take pictures before, like when I start working on them, just to be able to show the update. But I've been working on Raven Queen, and this is where she is at right at the moment. I started this as my birthday sal. I am using Bestitch Me I'm using Bestitch Me 28 Cal Paranormal. I am not using the call. I'm using the majority of the call for floss except for the Carrion Water Lilies. I have substituted those with some Week Dye Works. So that purple you see in the middle, it was supposed to be a Carrion Water Lily, and I used Purple Rain from Week Dye Works. So that's that. Also, Meg Wyatt, do I have I know you see, that's what happened when you don't do what you're supposed to do, right? So also I've been working on Meg Wyatt. I don't have a before picture. I don't have a before picture. So I'll just show you what I've stitched on her so far. Meg Wyatt is being stitched on 32 opalescent fabric from Under the Sea fabric called Zeus's Domain. Very pretty because it's like an ombre and it goes from light to dark. This is where I'm at. I stitched all of this right here. I put in that and I worked on here. So I'm moving along with her too. So I'm gonna try to be better with the pictures and with giving you all of this stuff. That is Bella Filipina and Meg Wyatt by Bella Filipina, and that is hashtag Teresa Little made me do it. And finally, I have been working on Moonglow by Nora Corbett. I am using a 16 count opalescent called Hurricane by Under the Sea fabric. I'm using all of the DMCs. However, I'm not using the Carrion Water Lilies. I'm using some DMC variegated flosses. I'm also using green silk that I think I got from Most sale, but I'm not 100% sure because it didn't have a tag. And I'm using the called for beads, but I'm kind of playing around and wiggling it and making it my own. So the last time I showed this, it was right here. This is the last time I showed it in my last video. This is where it was at. And I am very, very, very happy to say I'm happy with my progress. Let me see if I can get it out of this real quick. Because, yeah, here we go. This is where I'm at. Ain't she prettiest? Look at her. Look how beautiful this is. I mean, she's forming. I love the fact that she's got these tattoos, like right here. I know that when she is completed. So of course, the variegated green floss, I used a darker green instead of that gray that they had. That's the silk. I bead as I go. So, you know, I played around with these because I just made it my own. This is the beginning of the blanket right here. So it's coming along. I'm super happy with it. I also got this beautiful needle minder from Ness. Nessa's needle minder. I got that from the retreat. So yeah, I'm happy with this results. I'm super excited about this. Honestly, I have invested most of my time in this particular cross stitch pattern than all the others. Like, I've literally invested my time because I'm trying to get it done. So this is part of the this particular cross stitch, or whatever you want to call it, because I can't think right now. Slow down, Adelia. Slow down. Okay. This is part of the let me look at my notes. Cross stitch the globe. Sal hashtag. She has cross stitch the globe. Stephanie has a hashtag tag called Moon Glow Magic Sal. So that's part of, you know, I'm participating in that sal. And that is the recap of the whips so far. If I remember anything else, I'll just add it to the next one. And hopefully, I made notes, people. I made notes, and I still can't stay organized. That's how this crazy mind, that's why I cross stitch. So I can sit down, settle down, and focus. Excuse me. Sorry. So, do I do recap? Do I do recap or do I do plans? I'm going to do recap. So, the bare bones retreat. That was my third retreat. I've been to 2 prior to that, and that was my third retreat. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. There's something about being in a room with over 75, 80 people, because there were quite a few people who left or didn't come in because of the weather. But there's something about being in a room full of people that have the same love, that have the same passion, and the energies are just there. It's like, I found my tribe. Even if it's just in a hobby, I found my tribe. The energy was there, the excitement, the being able to look at, walk to other tables and see what everybody was stitching. There were people stitching Hates, Heaven and Earth designs, full cross design, or however you call that. There was this one lady who was stitching Lady of the Flag in the teal colors. There was this one lady who was, I almost bought the pattern. It was a Mirabilia. It's the something lake where the two, they're facing each other and it looks like they're white. I can't remember the name of it, but any Mirabilia fan knows who I'm talking. And the name lake is on it, but it's two head, like mermans or mermaids or whatever they are, or lions or whatever it is, facing each other. She almost made me buy the pattern. I didn't, because you look at the picture, you go, and then you see it and you're like, maybe. I'm surprised if I didn't buy it. I probably bought it and didn't even realize about it. And then there was this one lady who was stitching, I think it's Ladida or Laladi or something like that, the Halloween Quaker, which that's on my bucket list, and it was beautiful. What else? There was so much. There was so much. There was a young lady who was starting there was a young lady who started Miss Cherry Blossom. There was and she also started Miss Blossom or Blossom, Dancing Blossom, something like that, which I already have kitted up. So I'm like, baby. I was able to sit and connect and, just participate and chat with Amy Jane and Jen and the ladies from my table, which I mentioned earlier, but Alicia and Brenda and Martha and Francis, and we just had an awesome time. It was great. The brag table. So the brag table made me get in trouble, but I have to blame it on somebody. It's like, of course, it's mental health acquisitions. It's for healthy mental health. So I had to get it. But yeah, like how they always say, and I don't know a floss tuber who hasn't said these words, but the picture doesn't do it justice. Is when you see it in front of you, you go, oh yeah, I will definitely do that one. Yeah. So there were a few of those that I got. I met a couple of floss tubers, a YouTuber. I've met a YouTuber and a floss tuber. I met Twisted Sister. It's all one word, and instead of a I, it's a one. And the few episodes I've seen of her, she's been like she's been, what's that word again? Where oh God, why am I driving a blank? When you brew the tea and you taste it and you tell, you you tell, yeah, I like this, I don't like it, I like the smell, I don't like the smell. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, she does that. I mean, guess what? I'm a tea drinker. Besides being a coffee drinker, I love a good tasty tea. So the one that I saw that she was talking about the last episode, I'm curious about it. Although she said it when you first smell it, the thing is smell like wet socks, the for aroma. I thought that was funny. I know you're shouting the word that I'm trying to say, but we got each other, okay? Anyway, and then I met Sonia S. She's also a floss tuber, and there was a joke going on that she was, oh my god, a world famous floss tuber. It was a joke that was happening, but I met her. What a beautiful person, very beautiful person. We had a blast. We chatted and got to know each other and socialize and meet, and then we encourage I would say we encourage each other. We encourage each other to start a style. I'm going to show it when I go through the investment, the emotional investments, the mental health investments. I'll show you, give you more of a of what it we're gonna do. So Friday we stayed good. I probably went to bed like 3:30 in the morning, got up in the morning, because one of the things I like about the retreat is there isn't a cutoff time. The only cutoff time is the last day, and you have to be out by a certain time. So the stitching room stays open until the last person leaves. Of course, one of the ladies that work for Leslie is there, so it's either Jen or Amy Jane or someone else, but whoever it is that's is responsible for that day stays there until they're ready to leave. So I must have left Saturday morning, like around 3:30 in the morning, and then I got back down to the stitching room also like around 10 o'clock. And it was fun. I was able to stitch, I was able to think, I was able to browse. Leslie brought a whole bunch of fabric and a couple of stuff from her store. She also had the store open, which was like 10 minutes away, 10-15 minutes away from the hotel. Listen, I already did enough damage right there. I didn't need to go to her store. I went to her store last year, and believe you me, I promise you, I was good. Let's just say that my credit card doesn't have a leg to stand on. Now to figure out how I'm going to pay it off. I shouldn't be laughing. I should be ashamed of myself. But I'm happy. And that's what this is all about, right? So since I'm talking about the thing, I mean, yes, I shopped, which I will think that. And then, Saturday, the bad thing about it is, like, I had a little box. Leslie knows me so well from last year. She just put a little box for a basket, like, for me, and I just like, oh, I like this too. Oh, I like this. I was like, do not ring it up until the end, because you're going to be running out of receipt paper. Because every time I walked by and I saw something, I picked it up. And I mean, so we did that. And Saturday, I did that. Of course, I visited with a whole bunch of, just getting to know people, getting to know people. I wore, let me see if I can get it. I wore this to identify myself. So of course I'm all of that, because they give you, like, she was like, take a ribbon, to describe who you are. I'm like, well, I'm all of them. She goes, we'll take one of each. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So this is my ID tag. Yes. Is there like a anonymous group for this here? Like AA or like a cross stitching group or something like that, because I think I might be bordering on a problem. I'm pretty sure there are people who are worse than me. I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying, me personally, I'm starting to think I'm having a little bit of a problem, because the Sable. I think I am purchasing cross stitch supplies like I'm an immortal. So yeah, I need to start focusing on stitching and less on things. Although they say that it's two different hobbies, right? Because collecting cross stitching supplies and actually stitching is two different things. So let's see how about that. Anyway, so Saturday I didn't go to bed at all. Like I stayed up all Saturday to Sunday, just visiting and stuff like that. And then like around 4:30ish, I packed up. I packed up everything. We put it in the car, and then I said bye to the ladies at 5 o'clock, because by then my body was like, okay, you can't stitch because you can't see straight. You're talking stupid gibberish because you're that exhausted. You've been up over 24 hours. It's time to go to bed. So I went up. I took a shower, a hot shower. I lay down. And when you're so exhausted you can't fall asleep, I literally had to listen to an audiobook and have the book put me to sleep. And I still kept on waking up like every 2-3 hours just to make sure. I think by then I was scared to oversleep. But it was great, and I am signed up for the one in June. I think it's the first weekend of June. Don't quote me on it, but you know what? You can go into Facebook Under the Sea Fabrics or Stitching Sirens and get all that information. I know she has space still available. This is like the big one. I mean, there's door prizes, there's mystery boxes, there's smalls exchange, there's everything. So that was it. Now I had an opportunity to look at the brag table. I put a couple pieces there. I'm pretty sure I convinced a few people to buy, to start their project or to purchase the pattern. So I'm just a little bit proud that I was able to enable. No shame to my game, huh? Anyway, they had a brag table, so I'll start with the brag table. They had a brag table, and one of the things they had as a brag was not a brag table, a pasta stash. And the first thing they had was this. So I love Garan. I love those guys at Garan. And I was like, oh, I didn't get to go to their retreat, but I get to get one of their bags. So I was happy about that. It was a cute little bag, especially when you're going to go on a retreat and stuff like that. Everything in here was in the brag table. At some point or the other, like, people will come and they will clear it up, take what they wanted, and then next thing you know, the next day they'll bring more stuff. And so I feel like I made out like a bandit. I am not gonna lie and pretend like, yeah, there's no shame to my game. I got all of these at the brag table. Some of them are used, but me and fancy ladies, look at this one. Look at this one. Angel of Cross Stitch. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this one. And I've decided, if I see that I'm not going to do it, I can always put it back on the stash table. Pass your stash. Look how beautiful these are. Now, so these were dimension kits, and then whoever it was, they did them, and then they put the pattern right back. So, and they put whatever leftover floss or whatever flosses they see. Like here, let me show you. Let me show you this. So what they made they stitch it, and then whatever flosses were left over, see, they put it with the pattern. And so I mean, it's like, you can't get any better than that, honey. I mean, of course, So this is another one, and look at this one. Isn't it beautiful? Angel of Elegance. Look at this one. So then, what else? I'm taking out all the patterns first, because yeah, look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? I'm thinking I want to do her, but I think I want to do her a little bit on the tan side, more, like dark like me. She's good, but I think I want to do her. She reminds me of my best friend who was full of freckles and a redhead. I want to do her more me. Look at this one. I'm not sure. Like, I like houses, and when I saw them, like, oh, this is really pretty. I might try stitching one, but I'm not 100% sure if that makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see. This was, look at this. Santa, look at this. I figure I could look through these and, make ornaments or something like that. So anybody that knows me, I like anything American, patriotic, because my 4 children serve in the military, so I like that. Look at this one. Could you believe all of this was in a brag table? Look at this. This was in a brag table. Like, and I've been wanting to try one of hers, and I finally got the opportunity. Like, literally, I have her on my wish list. I have her on my wish list, and there she is. Here's another patriotic. Here's another patriotic. Let's see if you can see it. So with all of these patterns that I have been, with all of these patterns that I got, there was no reason. This one is so cute. This is called the Quilt Show. I don't know what's it about, how it's about. I saw it. I said, let me take a read into it. If I see that, so the one thing about me is this. If I see that I'm not going to do it, even if I keep it for a year or I look through it and I go, you know what, I'm really not going to see this, I would put it back in a past year stash at another retreat. So that's the one thing I'm thankful for. Look at this lavender and lace. Yes, these were on the brag table, on the past year stash. There was this one and there was this one. And of course, there were a couple of magazines. So I got the magazines. Well, I looked through them, and if I saw something I like this one with the Christmas tree, I thought it was so pretty that I picked it up. So that, let me see. Oh, look at this one. Isn't that cardinal beautiful? So anyway, you don't know my excitement when I saw this one on the past year stash. EJ from Sunshine Stitchers is doing a sale with this here, and it started on December 1st, and she has it divided. If you go into the Sunshine Stitchers Facebook group, she has it divided in 12, so you could stitch a portion a month. So by November you should be completely finished, and then the month of December you catch up or something like that. And I looked for this. I looked for this on my 3 Stitches, which is my local LNS. I looked at this 1, 2, 3 Stitch. I think I looked at another one. I can't remember the name, and I couldn't find it. The only place I found it was in Etsy. But when I was like, I put it in my shopping cart because I was like, okay, let me go check these other places. And by the time I went back to my shopping cart, it was sold. So you don't know how delightfully excited I was when I saw this. Like, literally, I saw this. I'm like, yes! Excuse me. So now, this is going to be a new start. I will get the hashtag or whatever, and then it will coincide with two hashtags. It will coincide with the Rosewood Manor B-Day sale for Beth, and it will coincide with EJ's Dozen Quicker sale. I have to get the right hashtag for it. So I'm really super excited about this. I'm going to be looking through my fabric stash to see if I have a piece of fabric big enough for this. Of course, I'm thinking a white opalescent, because I think the colors will pop on it, and I like shiny. So, and then on top of that, I guess somebody was either cleaning out or they were tired and they want to think. I got some batting, the batting that I use when I make my project bags. And there was also these, they were on the past year stash. I literally was like, when I saw them, I picked it up and I was like, because there was like 5 of them. I shared with my 5 or 6 of them, but I picked up this stash and I was like, did anybody accidentally forget this? And they were like, no, it's past year stash. I was like, thank you. And of course I shared with 2 of my table mates. But look how cute this is. Look how cute this is. It gives me an idea to try to do this, because if I can do something similar to this, wouldn't it be great? I mean, I'm thinking of ways to make extra money with my hobby. So who knows? Maybe I can try doing something like this and selling. Who knows? Of course, I'm not a professional, so I'm not gonna be selling them like how the professionals sell them for. Um, I know the cost of living and everything is going up, but I personally like I have fabric. I have a whole. I'm a fabric collector too, so a quilting fabric collector too. So, but yeah. So this was all in the Pass Your Stash, and of course, I was happy to put it in the bag that I got from the Pass Your Stash table. I literally shopped at the Pass Your Stash. I normally don't see things that I like, but I was so surprised that I saw all these things that I like. Of course, they say your taste change. I can see myself going through them again and saying, you know what, I'm putting it at the other retreat, putting them back on the Pass Your Stash at the other retreat. But I was happy to be able to collect. Someone spread the wealth, and I was happy to accept it. Anyway, so what trouble do I get into in Leslie's store? Let me start with the fabrics. I think Leslie is an enabler. She doesn't realize it. I like to tell her. I have to blame somebody. I can't accept, I refuse to take accountability for my misbehavior, especially after I said that I literally gave myself the lecture while we were driving down. You're not going to spend. You're not going to buy money. You have a budget. You're going to stick to the budget. You're not going to buy any patterns. You're going to write out a list of which one you like. And at the end of the year, if you still like it, you buy it. Said she, right? What a joke. You know how when they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Oh yeah, I'm definitely going straight laughing and happy. I know that sounds bad, but yeah. Anyway, so Leslie had this one. It's a 28 count opalescent linen, and it's called Midsummer Night. And she had it as she had it as an entire half. And after she cut it, she goes, pick one side. How can you pick one side? Like, how can you pick a side? Look how, it's the same fabric. It's literally, like, she cut it in half for me, right? And they look so different because of the way the modeling and the colors land. She's like, okay, pick one. And I'm looking, and I'm flipping, and I'm looking, and I'm flipping, and I'm looking, and I look at her, and I go, sorry for making you cut it. She just laughs because she knows me that well. Look at this one. Ain't she gorgeous? I'm trying to figure out which fairy to put on her. Look how beautiful. And again, I couldn't choose. This also is one of them, so this is a fat half because I couldn't look at how beautiful this looks, and then this is the same fabric. Look at it. Look how much different it looks. This is called Anthea. It's a 28 count opalescent Lugana. So I know I'm gonna do a couple of fairies on this one. I just don't know. I'm thinking one of those Mirabilia fairies and one of those Bella Filipina fairies. And then she had these where it says get lucky. So basically she has them in a little brown bag, and you just grab it. She has what size it is. So like if it's a 16 or 14 count, sorry about the plastic, that's the only one you're gonna hear. If it's a 16 or 14 or 28 count, whatever, and then she'll have whatever count it is on the little bag, on the paper bag, and then she'll have whether it's plain or opalescent. So if it's opalescent, they'll say opal. And this one is called Georgia Peach. Look at this. Let me see if you can really see the true color here. Look. Yeah, it's got that little bluish undertone, lavender undertone. I'm thinking one of the Nora Corbetts will be perfect on this. Which one, I don't know. But a Nora would look beautiful on that one. Look at this one. This one is a 14 count called Olympus. Look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. And these are all fat 8s. This is 28 count Lugana called Shimmering Sea. Look at this. Wouldn't this be cute for women? It's like a bluey, it's like a light bluey. There we go. Let me see. There we go. Can you see the opalescent on it? It's gorgeous. This more like, I mean, it looks modeled on the camera, but it's not modeled. And the last one was this one. It's a 28 count Lugana called Naid, Naid. Look at this. Wouldn't it? This is beautiful for a mermaid or Trixie. A pixie, I mean. Even one of those witches. I'm thinking maybe one of the Nora Corbett pixie witches. I think one of these will look cute. Maybe the one that has like the orange. I'm not sure because I'm still learning to think. So that was all of the fabrics. And then, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. Because I didn't, right? I didn't have to add to my Nora and Bella collection. I really didn't have to. But why not? I mean, you YOLO, right? You only live once, and then you end up going to bed going, you know, I should have bought it. I should have bought it. Like, I really should have bought it. Yeah. So, where do I start? Okay. So, I'll start with the Miras. This is going to be my longest video ever yet. So, I got this one. This one is, oh, it doesn't say anything. Oh, here it is. It's called Venetian Opulence. Isn't she beautiful? And then I got, so I got the new one of the newer releases. And I think the only reason why I got it is one, because of the butterflies. Two, because she had the bead and specialty thread packed, so I just got it as a thing. I know I'm not gonna start that one anytime soon, probably sometime next year, who knows, because you know what, I stitch what I want when I want. And then I picked this one up. Now let me tell you something about this. The first time I had seen this particular one, which is the Royal Games one, the first time I had seen this, I was like, if I knew somebody who's a poker player, or if my husband was a card player, or if we were card players, I would definitely do it and probably put it like in a game room or something like that, if we had a game room. So I never bothered. They're queens, but I never bothered. Well, somebody was kind enough to put their finished piece on the brag table, and they kindly enabled me, helped me come to the decision that I wanted to stitch it. It is beautiful. And then they stitch it on white. I'm going to stitch it on white opalescent. I already have made that decision. You know what? I wonder if I can buy a bolt of white opalescent, because a lot of my patterns are going to be on white opalescent. The side note, sorry. You see? Now you have a picture. Now you have a tiny pinhole view of how my mind jumps from one thought to another. Anyway, so yeah. When I'm going to stitch it, I don't know. But yeah, definitely. And then, because she, of course, I had to buy this. Look at this. And it was on sale. Isn't it beautiful? Portrait of Maria Clara. Isn't she beautiful? And it was on sale. I got it for 40% off. You can't go, you know, anything. A bag for your buck. And then I got Okoya Pearl Mermaid. Again, she was 40% off. And then I got Aquila, Queen of Skies, and I got Sol Tropical. Is she sexy? She's gorgeous. I love it. And I like her. I love her. I like her face. Look at her profile, her face, like so detailed. And then of course I got the deities, because I got the Tala, the deity of stars, because I've seen them and they're gorgeous. I have Hannah, the deity of the morning. And I have Mighty, the deity of the moon. Now, this one, going back to what I was saying about thinking about a saw. So as I previously mentioned, I met Sonia S, who's a floss tuber. You have to check her out. And it was so much fun. And we agreed, we came to the, brainstorming that we're going to do a sale, and we're going to start it at the retreat in June. This will be her first Fancy Lady, and of course, I'm excited to start her. So in my head, which she had already picked, and I had already said, yes, that's the color I would choose, we were thinking about Wicked. I think it's Wicked or something like that, which is a color, a witching hour or wicked hour, something like that, which is a color that Leslie dyes for Under the Sea fabric. So it's a very dark, so I was like, yeah, that would think. But then I was chatting with Leslie, and I was like, Leslie, is there any way that you could dye a opalescent fabric for me, 28 count, where it's so deep that it's got like midnight and violet and indigo and purple, almost like the background of this here, because that's how the background of this, let me see if you can see, that is how the background of this here is. And she was like, I could try. And I'm like, when do you want it for? I said, well, Sonia and I are going to start a sale. We're going to do a sale and a stitch along at the next retreat. We're going to start it. She goes, okay, I got 4 months. I could do it. So Leslie has 4 months to come up with the dark indigo, violet, purple, magenta, dark. Anyway, and I'm hoping she can do it. Because if she can, I'm definitely buying 3 of them. I am tempted to stitch them together in one piece, and I just might do that, just, so, because they're so pretty, because one is of the morning, one is of the moon, and one is of the stars. So I probably will put like the morning in the middle and the moon and the stars like that, or I might switch it around. Oh no, here it is. This is how I'll do it. This is exactly how I'll do it. Let's see if I can get it without creating any more thing. Yeah, just like this, where they're looking at each other. Just like that, I think I would do it. So that's it. That's my investments from Leslie. And then the last thing that came in while I was away was my fabric of the month by Bestitch Me. It's called Blue Moon. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. And I think it's a 28 count Lugara, opalescent, of course. This is beautiful. You know who would look very pretty on this? Ah, Princess Eliana will look gorgeous on this. And of course, I'm going to be getting ready to start Princess Eliana as part of the hashtag Princess Birthday Sale hosted by Cross Stitching the Globe and Allison at the moment. So I'm thinking I might use this. Look how gorgeous. You see, that's the one thing with the Bestitch Me and the Under the Sea fabric. They don't sit, like I have them, but when something comes in, I'm like, oh, I know who I'm going to do this. For me, the fabric speaks to me. So I do have a small collection of fabric because I love the fabric. And I do have a lot of patterns because I like the Fancy Ladies. And then there's a time where I look through my fabric and I go, oh, this one's, and then I go, oh, you know who will look pretty with this? And I go and I put the pattern and I kit it up, because if not, then I'm going to use it for somebody else. And yeah, so that is my plan, literally, plans is to do this. Princess Eliana, hashtag birthday, hashtag Princess Birthday Sale, hosted by Stephanie at Cross Stitch the Globe and Allison at the moment. So that's all for now. Oh my God, I filmed for over an hour. I guess I caught up for the 3 weeks. I always said I didn't want to do a long video, and here I am. guess what? If you're not doing what you love to do, then it's not worth doing. Remember, you have to do to self-love and self-infill so that you can be able to pour out love unto others. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.